Yeah. Hey, Cat. Wrong with these niggas, man. First off, no need to go back and forth with the scriptures, cause every time you niggas talk, y'all just proving you wicked.
Really?
See, the UPK name was mentioned by some Israelite group who called a leader a bishop.
Really?
And what I'm stating is all facts, you lost that. UPK, that's them hard cats. Cross that, said the shoulda David was Molech. Stop that, hope you told Esau that when you got your cop badge. Hypocrites, that's that shit we don't like. Fraud niggas, that's that shit we don't like. Come on, man, you Tom Clancy niggas cause division. Bunch of wicked ass niggas in your spirit bear witness. That's what's wrong with you boys, let a man check you. Foot on they neck, applying all his damn pressure. No regard for the black lives the clan gathered. That's the shows how you feel about your ancestors. If you really in these streets, where your teachings at? If you really men of war, where your Mitri at? Brotherhood and loyalty, is you teaching that? Pharisees and heresies, you teaching that? When it comes to a check, you niggas turn into Judas. How you speak against the beast, then go join with they movement? You can't lock a brother up cause he don't know what the truth is. Talking about building a nation, you helping us lose it. See, now y'all niggas see why we don't link up with no squad. The more you niggas teach is the reason you show why. The day you left us was the day that your soul died. The Lord named Yahweh, why you calling him Anya? It ain't come from the prophets, then you know that it's all lies. The general held on, nigga, he never jumped side. And y'all see everything we do for the 12 tribes. We see the shit you niggas and doves cry. Y'all hated rank, now y'all copy our style. Shit, we heard about your video, seen it and smile. Now it's time to set the record straight. We coming for Nate, dog, let's regulate. Motherfucker, we hit him up.
Why you suckers is fellowshipping? Fucking Christians, why would you ever consider dissing? Nigga, listen, you'll never last in our division. That UPK warhead launching is never missing. Officer down, I'ma start to offer you clowns. How you talking tough in your church offering gown? Y'all just a cheap imitation. These niggas hating, wanna be us so bad as humiliating. Making diss tracks using indirect statements. ISUPK on location, lying to their faces, lying in your convo, putting cases on everybody, Nick like Alonzo. UPK the big dog, rest of y'all just pups. We about to separate pure bread from mud. Y'all days is up, y'all gay as fuck. You say you got the truth, but the truth is you suck. Y'all should stick to lying, cause rapping ain't where you wanna go. You get shot, got blocked, not today like Matumbo. And came with Columbo, UPK do a jumbo. Can't beat us with the just rapping out in the rumble. Y'all second class, y'all wouldn't last in the jungle. You dealing with the predators, wearing purpley regular. IUIC so peeved, they irrelevant. Your track so corny, I'm doing this for the hell of it. Just to be clear, I don't give a fuck like I'm celibate. Got your bitches singing Chief Keef, y'all so delicate. Then you try to pick up a mic, that ain't intelligent. And if you talking numbers, you ain't fucking with us, they either. Cause every one of ours were 3 or 4 of you divas. You hard as a Justin Bieber, we hot as a fucking fever. You should join the trooper program, you starving for a leader. UPK will make y'all men. We do a lot of charity, so we'll take y'all in. Show you how to be a soldier. Them hoes in their place, but to be honest, I'd rather punch them dead in their face. Kinda curious what color red and purple make now. Is that your camp or your girl camp? You stepping in the ring with the world chance. None of them punches was even landing. IUIC get slapped open-handed. Hoes, I must be gay to follow a faggot. When we saw your weakness, we had to attack it. Cross that line, now you suckers gon' learn a lesson. I ain't taking shit from no pussies in purple dresses, purple blouses. I know them bitches running your houses. I see you worship women, I know who wearing the trousers. Really, I prefer that we take it straight to the warfare. What we doing here? Folding y'all like a lawn chair. It's the wrong year. Betting y'all get the point clear. Squad too soft to beef with true bosses. You can thank the generals sending you all these losses. Then you go to Ghana, so far from Americana, so you can get them little boys laid in their cabana. I see what Purple Rain and Bambada they got in common. They ever touch my kids, I'ma bury them, never find them. Next time, better watch your mouth and watch your rhyming. Never mention general, direct or subliminal. You gon' need more than them cops to come defending you. Better get the FBI, the military, GMS on PMS, polite SETI. The whole conscious community come together in unity. Still won't be enough in between to protect you from me. Now, is we finished or we done? One West where I'm from, when you see us better run. I ain't put my all in this verse, I'm having fun. And what make it even worse for you cowards, it just begun. Fuck it, I can do this shit forever. Purple started raining, I'm coming with an umbrella. I'm coming with a vendetta. We go to war like whatever. IUIC in the ICU.
It's a war going on outside. You in the crib, but the boy outside. I get
it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside, my sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, your bladder be all outside. Cause it's a war outside, I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside, and that's a definite. Cannonball, wrecking shit, excellent. Rhyme Barack and bombing like the president. I remain strong, King Kong with the prevalence. I show you exactly what we do, that's how I represent. Hardcore, heaven sent, chain on, hella bent. Throwing all black when they spot me like the leopard print. Oh, I got the braids in, shades on, made men. Cause we put in work to stop the earth until it caves in. Walk strong, talk heavy, hold my own. You rock solid when we bout to leave the sword and stone. Nigga, we warriors, hardcore, tracking the pride. To let the Hebrew speak, nigga, general eyes. And we talking super heavy, nigga, that's the surprise. With all scripture, street talk, word, the captain, the car, nigga, we blazing. Ripping the mic with all facts, doing the knowledge to the max. Till we cracking the pavement. UPK, y'all the one West Harlem, nigga. We spring forward and they falling like it's autumn, nigga. Talking to all them niggas born in the mud. If you ain't feeling this, your cord unplugged, and that's real. Oh, I get it, cat tie, or they not of our kind. I get the order, then it's handle kind, not the one kind. Without that in my mind, I'm finna stop and recline. Anybody that come against us, they should probably resign. Cause it's a war going on outside, no man to save from. I hate these niggas throwing shots, but can they take some? Christ says, sell out your garments to get a sword now. I'ma go and sell off these polos to get a 4 pound. Damn, sure ain't started the war, but I'ma end it. Cause the spiritual war could turn carnal any minute. I remember riding back in the days, window was tinted. But Salaki, I'm done with that carnal shit, I repented. And they bomb-proof the booth every time I'm about to go win it. You ain't know this shit, I live for this truth and I'ma defend it. And I get my second wind just as soon these niggas get winded. It's a war going on outside, I'm jumping in it. It's a war going on outside, you in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside, from the dusk to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside, my sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, your bladder be all outside. Cause it's a war outside, I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside.
Nobody's safe, it's a war out here. If you pussy in the streets, you a whore out here. See me all suited up in my fallout gear. 762, flip your fucking car out here. No burner, I still break your jaw out here. No fear, if you scared, get a motherfucking pit. Or sit up in the church, you a motherfucking bitch. I give you in the verse what I give you in a clip. It's 32 rounds of fire, it never quit. A lot of fuckery going down, so what's the purpose? Sick of hanging around these clowns, get out the circus. If you cross that line, then you get lit up. The worst is all black hearses, tinted with black curtains. Docs on site with medics and mad nurses. Leave us out your verses. You don't want that kind of war, ready for that bullshit. Kinda like a matador. Get this kind of focus, you gon' need some Adderall. Something just to lock you in behind them padded walls. They say I got some screws loose, and that's true too. Don't let me let them wolves through like it's a full moon. It's like I transform the booth to a war room. Come up with a strategy, maximizing your casualties. Courage of King David, battling like the Maccabees. Find out who you think that nigga, walk to him casually. Then proceed to bar his life away rapidly. Take a knee for your majesty, take it to hate it. I try leaving rap alone, but I guess you grounded like gravity. In the field, but it's amity. Horror, I seen calamity. Scar you up for my family. Mumble rappers be mad at me. Fuck them up in they faculty. They word sweet, sit in they mouth and causing cavities. Yeah, it's a war, but none of you suckers worry.
It's a war going on outside, you in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside, from the dusk to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside, this Excalibur, your bladder all outside. Cause it's outside, I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside.
All right, man. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana, where we teach so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians the truth according to the Bible, that they're the Israelites, God's chosen people, and Jesus Christ is coming back to this planet to save them from their captivity under their oppressor, man. You know what I'm saying? My name is Priest and Officer Barack Yad of the ISUPK, and this is Killeen, Texas, Tuesday night brotherhood class. Let's give the Lord a hand, man. All right. Tonight I'll be going over the woman king. Can women be kings? You know, all of that good business. I would just bear with me 1 second. I'm going to go live on TikTok. Can women be kings? Things like that. What Hollywood is selling you, and what black people are refusing to eat. I'm proud of black people. Black people are choosing to boycott the woman king. That's a good thing. Choosing to boycott the woman king, because the woman king is an oxymoron. It doesn't make sense. Why? It's like you got to reinforce the masculinity of black women only. Like, you could be a woman, whatever, and fight or whatever, but she can't just be the queen. She's got to be the king. She's got to be on top, and that's something I'm gonna break into. Why are they selling this extra cup of masculinity to black women? The whole agenda behind the movie, black people are seeing it, but is everybody? Some black people are seeing it, but is everybody seeing it? We're gonna talk about it tonight. You know what I'm saying? If you could watch over the TikTok comments, I should have made you a moderator. You good on that? Let me actually get that right. If you're not, bear with me 1 second. Let me see here. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about the woman king. I'm going to be bringing out the history of the Dahomey tribe, the people who the movie The Woman King is actually about. A bun. You gotta add the backup channel out. I can't add you unless you add the ISUPK Killeen Israelites. Let me know when you got it. We're gonna be talking about the Dahomey tribe and how they sold a third of the black people who are in America today in the transatlantic slave trade, and how none of that makes it into the movie. We're gonna talk about that. We're going to talk about how, those women warriors, those female warriors were not in and of themselves. If you haven't, you do? I guess I got to follow you back. Well, just forget it for now. Okay, so you could do it from my phone right here. We're going to get into that. We're also going to get into what the Bible says about following after these other cultures. The ISUPK, we teach that Africans are not the same as Negroes. We're not the same people. Just because we're dark skinned, like a lot of Africans are, does not mean we're the same people. I mean, East Indians are very dark skinned. We are not in no way East Indian. No matter how many dreadlocks you put on your head, like an East Indian, you're not an East Indian. No matter how many, how many anime posters you hang up in your wall, you're not Japanese. And blacks in America today, the so-called Negroes, are not Africans. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, however, are one people, are one tribe. I'm gonna be breaking out how, Africans knew that. Africans knew exactly who they were hunting and looking for when they went to go find people to sell into the transatlantic slave trade. I'm gonna pull out an article first. I'm gonna read that for y'all. Bear with me 1 second. Let me get this thing rocking. Let me see whose account this is. All right. Let's keep it on mute. If anybody gets, if anybody racist is in the comments, just mute them. Yeah, tap their name and mute them. That's a warning to everybody in the audience on TikTok. I know you're out there. Let me read some of these comments we got right here on TikTok. Sold their own people. No, like I just explained, blacks in America are not the same as Africans in Africa. Africans in Africa don't even say they're the same people. All the countries in Africa differentiate around those borderlines. What's up from Virginia? Shalom, brother. All right, let's get into it. Let's get right into this first article that we got right here. Be sure to drop us a like on TikTok, man. We'd appreciate it. Come and follow the channel for all the all the latest business on black news. Golly, boy. I'm gonna pull this up for everybody on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram. Let's get this rocking. Let me know if we got any questions on TikTok as well. Is that working or is it frozen up?
That's working right
now. Okay, good. Okay, this is the Los Angeles Times. Viola Davis responds to boycott, #boycott woman king. Story is quote unquote fictionalized. It has to be. So this is telling you right now, after all the controversy, black people aren't just going for whatever black female empowerment you're throwing at them. Thank God. Thank God for that. We're not just going for the okey doke anymore. I'm glad nobody's doing the little, that little Black Panther salute out the movie. Black people did some research after the Woman King and what they're portraying and what it's for and if it's actually good for black people. After that, they started boycotting the movie, and the star Viola Davis, she had a response to it. Oscar winner Viola Davis has responded to critics of her latest film, The Woman King, after they called for a boycott of the movie because it isn't entirely historically accurate. The film follows the story of a, all-female military unit. Yeah. So this is her quote. First of all, I agree with the film's director, Gina Prince Blythe Woods, saying, is yours not going to win an argument on Twitter? She said, so basically, the white director of The Woman King said, you're not going to win this argument on Twitter. They're right. Everybody on Twitter saying that this isn't accurate. These women, these warrior women actually sold slaves, captured, killed, and sold slaves to, colonizers, to English settlers, to Spanish settlers, to French settlers, all sorts of people like that. They're entirely responsible for, I believe, a third or more of the people sold during the transatlantic slave trade. Now, Viola Davis says she agrees. She understands that this movie is lying. She understands that it's painting a false narrative and that it's just fluff for the TV. They really just wanted to put some black characters in front of the screen to get black women riled up, power them up, you know what I'm saying? But Viola Davis knows that this is a lie. I'm going to continue her quote. We entered the story where the kingdom was in a flux at a crossroads. Now she's going to try to, get politicized, try to make it, where it's acceptable that such a bold lie was told on the silver screens of Hollywood. I'm going to continue her quote. They were looking to find some way to keep their civilization and kingdom alive. And and let me tell you what she means by that. She's saying that the way that these Africans thought it was best for them to keep their civilization alive is to continue during this crossroad. This crossroad she's speaking of, I'll get it for you later in later articles, is speaking of when basically Europeans said, the British Empire said, okay, we're not buying any more slaves. We're done with the slave thing. We're over it. I think it was like right after the Civil War, whatever it might be. But after, England or Britain outlawed it, these Africans were still needed the gold and the weapons that they were bringing them for trading these slaves. And that's what this crossroad is that Viola Davis is explaining. This is the crossroads when they outlawed the selling of slaves, you know what I'm saying? Or they said, other countries were still buying them. But, for the most part, the biggest colonizer on the planet said, no more, y'all aren't going to get any more slaves off like that. So then they had to make a choice to either stop selling slaves or continue selling slaves under, undercover. They, of course, chose to continue selling slaves anyways because it was profitable. And and this is entirely the time that this movie takes place. But in the movie, it doesn't describe or show any of this. What it does is it just has a bunch of women kicking black men's asses. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good for black girls and boys. It's not good to lie for little black boys and little black girls about how their people got here. You know what I'm saying? About what is actually transpiring, what actually transpired in the past. It's not good to lie about that. That's why we got a white Jesus, because they lied about the past. At first, just a white Jesus painting. Oh, it's nice to imagine that Jesus was white. Then it became religion. Then it became a fact. Jesus is white. When it is not a fact, it's a lie. Which Jesus paid for your sins? Was it a white Jesus or a black Jesus? I'm gonna continue, and so to say, it's not good to lie about the very real history of of the transatlantic slave trade, man. It's not good at all. I'm gonna continue going. I think there's a little bit more on here. It wasn't until the last 1800, the late 1800s, that they were decimated. Most of the story is fictionalized, which means fake. Most of this movie is fake. The only thing real about it is that there were some women warriors in Africa. That's it. And I'm gonna tell you what it was like being one of those women warriors in a second. It wasn't as fantastical as the movies tell you. It was a lot, worse. Okay, they were looking to find some way to, keep this, and eventually they kept selling slaves so much that eventually the English came over and had to decimate them, had to kill them off because they were selling these slaves to their enemies. Most of the story is fictionalized. It has to be. That's what Viola Davis and one of the white Karen directors of The Woman King says, man. And that's the truth behind it. I'm gonna get y'all the history of these female warriors and what it was like being them, man. I'm gonna tell you something else that black people don't really understand. Like this, the reason this movie is out, the reason it's lying to such a grand scale, because this isn't a little lie. This is a very big lie. It's a very big lie to tell to a lot of young, unsuspecting little girls. The reason they're telling this lie is for two reasons. One, is to empower Africans. Whatever. That's what it is. And I can tell you that right now because there's only one African American on the set of The Woman King. Every other person on there, every other main character, every other star on there is a African. They're either from Ghana, Nigeria, or something like that, man. That's a fact. You could look that up. But they over here, they're selling my sisters a pipe dream, something that's not real. Trying to put this actual black woman, Viola Davis, in the front as if we're all one people, we're all equal, when it is not like that. It's never been like that. That's why we got sold into captivity here. You know what I'm saying, man? Because they recognized that we were not them, and they sought us out and destroyed. They sought us out, destroyed us, and sold us, man. That is the truth. Let me see what this cat James is saying. James Elliott. Let's say, but for all the white people to stop the madness, you and all black, just call upon Jesus to stop it through Trump and the Republicans. Amen. That boy James is saying a white prayer. The Christianity is a white. Yeah, hey, that's a hell of a drug right there, brother. You be careful out there. I'm sure Trump will say, fix all your problems. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 56. Go ahead, pull that. Go ahead, drop us a like if you're in the TikToks, on the Facebooks, the YouTube, the Instagram, all of that, man. We would appreciate it. Where else we on? We're on Twitter. drop us a like while we pull up these next articles and scriptures. Golly, boy.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 58. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law.
You said 58? 56.
Verse 56. The tender and delicate women among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her feet upon the ground for delicacy and tenderness, and her eyes should.
Let me tell you something, man. The Bible says this is a curse from God. It says that the delicate woman of you that wouldn't even dare to set her foot on the ground. She's so sweet and dainty. She's so fine and high class and feminine. She's so feminine, she wouldn't even dare to needlessly throw her feet onto, put her feet on the ground, man.
Right.
But God is saying, this is a curse of God that these women would change from their feminine nature to such a masculine one, like this woman king is trying to project on the God's people, man. And that's the real truth. Keep reading.
Her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom.
This is a curse from God. It says these same women that used to be so sweet and so nice, like Viola Davis, man. Viola Davis, black people love some Viola Davis. That's a fact. We love all our sisters. Our sisters are some of the finest, sweetest. These black and Hispanic and Native American Indian women are some of the finest, sweetest, most feminine women on the planet Earth.
Right.
That's why when gay men when gay men act effeminate, they don't act like Britney. They act like, they act like Lisa, or they act like Sharkeisha or something like that.
Right.
Because Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian women do it better. They're the best at being the most feminine and just so kind and so sweet when they're embracing their femininity. But looking at this, the Woman King movie and that movie Prey, God damn, you're needlessly emasculating, needlessly making women masculine.
Right.
For no reason. Like women, I don't know a woman out there who wants to go out and fight a war. Because that's what this movie is telling you. This movie is telling women, you could go out there and you could do it better than men.
Right.
You could go take a country, take a village. You could be the warriors of the whole nation. What woman is doing that? What woman wants to do that?
Right.
But, this is what Hollywood's trying to project on Black women. And I'm here to tell you, do not do it, man. Do not do it. There's so many reasons not to. First off, why would you want to? Why would you want to go to war? Why would a woman want to get on the front lines and put her body and her life on the line when she could just put her feet up? Like the Bible just said. The Bible said a woman back in the day, she didn't even dare to, peradventure put her feet on the ground, man. Keep reading.
And towards her son and towards her daughter.
It said that her eye will be evil towards her son and towards her daughter. That's something you see today, man. We don't even love our children properly because we have wholeheartedly fallen into the trap that America sets for us, man.
Right.
That America sets for us. Like the Woman King, like what's that goddamn Tyler Perry movie? I don't need a man. I could do bad all by myself with Taraji P. Henson. All of that. We've gone for the okie doke, the Christian warfare. And now we're destroyed as a people. Now women are our enemies. And they think that they can be more masculine than men, which is not the case. You should just really, fall into your natural role in life. I don't ever ask a child to pay bills. Why would I ask a woman to go to war? And women should embrace that. Women should embrace that, like I embrace going to war. Right. If I ever had to, or I go to a spiritual war now. but a physical one is what I'm referring to. If I would never call on a child or a woman to go to war for my sake, that would be effeminate. That would be something a woman should do. That would be something a child should do. But this movie right here, the woman king is trying to force this masculine ideology, force this masculine idea on women when women don't even want to do that. Not black and Hispanic women that I know. They want to lay up, from what I understand, kick their feet up, watch Netflix, eat eat sweets and delicious foods. That's what I know women to do, and do very feminine things, whatever hobbies they may have, maybe whether it be a business or whatsoever. Man, is that it on that? Keep reading.
Verse 57. And towards her young one that coming out from between her feet, and towards her children which she shall bear.
Because of this brainwashing that's coming out of your TV screen, out of the movie screens, out of the mouth of the politicians and the presidents and your preacher, women are now, they're okay with aborting their child. They're okay with killing their own children, something that God only has you do on the planet Earth. That is an incredibly feminine characteristic, giving birth, pushing forth life onto the planet. But God said it would be a curse that women would look at their own children and hate them, look to do evil to the children coming out from between their own legs, man. And if you don't see that evident today, I don't know I don't know what to tell you. I seen women goddamn getting in a fist fights over abortion rights. The fact that people won't allow them to abort or murder their baby for whatever reason. Abortions are still legal if they're a medical emergency nationwide. Roe v. Wade's amendment was to make it illegal to just kill your baby for whatever reason. That's all that did. But because of this curse right here that God said would happen, God prophesied this to happen. Now women don't even, they don't even care for their own children. They just open their legs to have fun, and they hate the man that they lay with. And if they keep the child, they turn out to hate the child like they hate that man that they laid with to get the child. It's a black and Hispanic and Native American Indian curse, man, that no one else lives on this planet. No one else lives. What verse are you in? 57. Keep reading.
For she shall eat them for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the seas of straightness.
Straightness. Is that straightness?
Straightness.
Yeah.
Wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates.
Let me tell you something, man. The reason women, the logic behind women aborting and murdering their own children is so that they could go out and have a career. They got to focus on their career, go to school, be a doctor. You know why doctors do their job? It's to save lives. So you're going to kill a life to save a life? It doesn't really make sense. People get their doctorate with babies. I don't know if you know that. But the thing is, as the Bible just said, you will kill your own child in want of all things. Your reasoning will be because I got to do this. I want that. I aspire to be this, which is none of that is ever the cost of a human life. You know what I'm saying? Let me check on these comments real quick. Salakia. Then we get into the next next article. Madison says, sir, it's a lot of deadbeat moms and fathers, sir. That's a fact. Out here in the club every day. I know I see y'all when I'm there. These are jokes. This is a joke. Let me check on the comments on the TikTok. Okay. Remember, I don't a rocket chair. Man, y'all gotta learn. Y'all gotta type a little bit slower here on TikTok, man. None of this is making sense. This looked like a word puzzle. This is a cipher. Okay, okay, here's one. How about white women? What about white women? Leon, what does it matter? I mean, to me, the Bible, what are you asking? We're going to continue on. All right. Let's get the history of the kingdom of Dahomey. Actually, no, I want this article. This article is much better. I like this. I was reading this earlier and I got a laugh. I got a hell of a laugh off of this article. Let me see here. All right, can y'all see this? Let's see here. Yeah, we'll rock it like this for now. No, we'll rock it like this. All right, let's get it. So it is the home women warriors, women warriors / wives of the king. Now, you all of you sisters out there watching the woman king, thinking like there can even be a woman king. Can you turn the AC down too? You know, turn it down a couple of degrees. All of you women out there saying, you know, the woman king is so empowering for women. These women warriors were called the wives of the king. So I mean, like that's like a three-way cut. A lot of you women are mad that your man got other women on the side. The king got a whole goddamn his shamar. His security is all his shorties. This African king. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. That's tough business, man. And that's the kind of culture you're trying to get into, getting behind this kind of movie. Now, you know, thank goodness black people are boycotting this movie, knowing that it's goofy, knowing that it's not really about black people at all, or it's really about Africans and Africans selling black people into slavery. But some of this flew right over black people's heads, and I'm here to shoot it right into your face. You know, you're gonna see that this is all you've been lied to by Hollywood once again. Let's get it. The home women warriors, wives of the king. Pre-colonial African societies had a clear but flexible gender-based division of tasks that excluded women's participation in the military as warriors. It is possible that in Africa, as elsewhere, war and gender existed in a relationship of reciprocal casualty. All right, I'm gonna get on down to my favorite parts right here. I'm gonna just skip right down to my. Okay, all right, let's get it. Okay, all right. Though not sexually involved with the king, women warriors were given the title wives of the king. In fact, they were held to celibacy. Let me tell you what you want to be. You don't want to have a man. You don't want to have sex if you're looking up to these warrior women. Is that what we're promoting to black little girls? A life of celibacy and taking protein powder and lifting weights, running 4Ks and all of that. Oh wait, Leon got in the chat. He says the doing everything trying to destroy people of color. You got to put some context in this, Leon. I don't know what you're talking about, man. All right, let me read that again. Though not sexually involved with the king, women warriors were given the title of wives of the king. In fact, they were held to celibacy and often given an anamoria, including contraceptive. What is an anamoria? Google that. I just need to hear what that is before I go on. Because this is what Hollywood is, glorifying, that black women did, glorifying this African history. These women warriors, aka wives of the king, not one wife. The king didn't have one wife. Their honorable title was wife. Y'all are my wives as well. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. You know what I'm saying? A real man, as a real man, I could not have it. So all these masculine buff protein shake, creatine popping women around me, lifting weights, going out to, and that's to my point. This is even here in the articles of history. This is encyclopedia.com. This is describing the here. You want me to highlight it for you? What is it?
It's amenorrhea, an abnormal absence of menstruation.
Ooh, ugh. Say that again.
It's like an abnormal absence of menstruation. I can't say the word.
Oh, so they were giving this contraceptive that gave them abnormal or no, menstruation or periods. That's what these Africans gave these women kings so they could get real big and buck, you know what I'm saying, buff on them. That's what you want? I would look, I don't know what I don't know what it's like to be a woman, but I know what it's like to be a man. I couldn't imagine a woman fighting for my position.
Right.
That's the thing. You women want to be men and you have no idea what it entails. You want to go to war? You want to go to war and fight in Afghanistan. You want to go to war and fight in Ukraine and Russia? I remember shorties were crying their eyes out on the internet when they heard that Russia invaded Ukraine because they thought they were next. Black women crying on the internet, regretting their decision of joining the military, and now just a year and some change later, or if that at all, now we got the woman king, the woman king and her women warriors.
Right.
This is the real history behind it, man. Really a man ran them. Anyways, a man ran them. The king ran them. The real man king. Go ahead,
Is this on real?
What?
Is this real?
Yes. What do you mean?
Good night.
What you want to bring now?
Oh no, it's crazy because this king always wise protected him. It kind of sounds like what's going on in America today. Is this real?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, brothers with their wives protect them, Slocky.
Yeah, nah, that's funny. That's funny as hell. That's crazy. And that's crazy, man.
Good night.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what's going on.
Nice.
Hey man, look, but black women, good. Thank God, black people are not going for that. They boycotting the movie.
Sorry.
Give black people a boycotting the movie. Start a hashtag on Twitter about it. Because they don't want this African selling black people lifestyle. The thing is, the fact that Hollywood would lie about it and disguise the true history of these people just for $1.
Right.
Just for $1. It's to sell a dream and a lie to black women, which is what this is really about. Hold on a second. All right, come on, baby. This good old boy laptop of mine. Laptop. We got in the room, man. Hey, what's up? We got Smiley, Adam. You know what I'm saying? Nazir, Chuck Marcus, Afro. What's up, y'all? Everybody on, what's up to everybody on, tuning into the guys. Y'all feel free to a question, drop some likes, man. We appreciate the likes. I'm trying to just help black women out, get them, get the position they really want. That one where they posted up look, you want to be in the field of war or you want to be in the field of culinary arts?
Right.
That's what as a woman, I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know what you're trying to do, what you would rather do. I would rather have you in the kitchen than on the battlefield with me. I heard a story about what some soldiers were doing in Stalingrad in World War II when they took the city of Stalingrad. Some Russians saw a Nazi soldier dying, and it was accounted that men with spoons surrounded him while he was taking his last breaths, and as he died, waiting for him to die so that they could eat him. And when he died, they ate him. Now I don't know if that's what women want to suffer on the battlefield, because our war is coming. The war is coming here to America and across the globe. Now, as a woman, what do you want to be? You want to be lifting weights and doing push-ups? None of that's going to help. Right? I'm going to have to be in the gym got 3 days a week just to overcome what a man has naturally. Lord forbid he's in the gym too, then you're just out. That's the whole reason why people are mad at transgender sport athletes. Transgender athletes going in, men specifically going into female sports and decimating the competition.
Right.
These women who are the best in their profession being decimated by a less than good male athlete who just puts on a wig and calls himself Ashley, comes into the female league, gets gold every time. Now you wanna be a warrior? You wanna be a woman warrior? What Hollywood thinking? I don't know. Black people, I hope you're not going for it. What do we have here? I love food. They trying to find love, real love. What's going on? That wars. What wars? What wars? You think these wars are gonna stop with Russia and Ukraine, with China, Taiwan? China and Taiwan and the US are at high tensions. Nancy Pelosi went over to Taiwan and said, yeah, we rock with y'all. Y'all are cool. And that was enough for China to start doing military exercises, because China is not playing about land grabs either.
Right.
Russia and Ukraine is a land grab, which is a power. It's a declaration of power. It shows that they're trying to tell America, you can't come over here and take these resources, take this land, because I know how you guys rock. You guys come over here, you give a couple $1 million, you set up an embassy, you set up 10 military bases, and you say it's their country, but really it's yours.
Right.
And Russia and China are not going for that. These lights are coming off as war threats to these other big nations, man. Everybody knows it and everybody sees it, except for Americans.
Right.
Except for Americans. And now you got Hollywood trying to tell black women to be women warriors. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I got all that I wanted on there. Okay, all right. Though records of punishments for pregnancy point to their will to recover some control over their bodies. That's telling you that these women warriors didn't want to be women warriors. They wanted to be with a man. They wanted a man to be over them, quite literally. And these women rebelled, and if they were found pregnant, punished. They were punished. This is what Hollywood is selling, black people, a pipe dream. Let me keep reading. The records punishments for pregnancy point to their will to recover some control over their bodies. Marriages between a king and a woman soldier remained exceptional, though Galel married Tata Ajake and Behazin married Jim Digi. Man, I'm pretty good at that African. I've been reading all languages. Let me tell you something. These women warriors were getting married to kings. They were getting married to these kings, and that goes for all you feminists out there who love the women warrior. You're just encouraging one woman to go for one man.
Right.
Which is what we teach ISUPK, man. That a man can have as many wives as he likes.
That's right.
That's something we teach here in the ISUPK. That's something that the Bible says. You don't gotta be a king to have multiple wives, man. All right, we're gonna we're gonna go over to the next. Let me get. Go to Deuteronomy. No, go to Baruch 4:3.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 3. Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
This is the Bible, man. It's saying, "Give not thy honor to another, nor what is profitable unto thee unto a strange nation." Well, what we would be doing by joining in the culture of these, you know, uh, Hamites, Africans, we would be giving our honor, giving our what makes us great over to another nation, man. It would be go to Deuteronomy 28, 40, and 43. We will be putting these Africans over us. That's why Africans come over to this country pumped up off the gas, talking to black people like they like we tripping. Like we tripping or something, like we aren't really struggling and going through something in this country. They come over here and say we ought to appreciate it. Well, damn. Didn't you sell me over here?
Right.
And that's what these movies like The Woman King do, man. They empower Africans and really they depower blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Right. They bring us lower under Africans. Because now we're looking up to African culture, like Africans, oh my God, they were feminists, oh my God, this and that. When really all of that, everything in that movie was a lie.
Right.
Everything. Everything except that there were women warriors. Those shorties were treated like prisoners. Damn, they didn't even want them having sex, huh?
Good night.
They didn't even want them having sex. That's African culture.
Right. Good night.
And that's what the Bible is saying. Read that when you got it.
Well, what verse again?
43.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 43. The stranger that is within these shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
This is the Bible, man. It's saying that the stranger that is within thee shall come up very high. That's why you gotta, that's why you don't run your grocery stores. Asians do. That's why you don't own the corner store, the grocery store. The goddamn East Indian can fly over here and know 4 words, and everything else is Hindu or whatever language they speak. I don't want to seem Zionist or nothing, but they could come over here from India, open the state, the nation of America, the United States is going to give that East Indian man and his family stupid grants and things like that to open a corner store on your black block because you love everybody. Unlike what God said, man. That's not brotherhood. This is the brotherhood class. Brotherhood is for blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians only. That's the only people you should be loving. That's the only people that love you. Let me tell you what an East Indian and a Chinese man do with that money that they get off of your corner. They send it back to India and they send it back to China because they love Indians and they love Chinese people. They're not racist. They're not racist. They love their family. But blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians are trying so hard to include everyone else into our brotherhood, our love. And it's because of that goddamn Christian church, man. That Christian church is just selling you a lie, keeping you a slave. Let me tell you something. You know, Koreans are Christians. White people are Christians. Everybody's a Christian, man. But you're the only Christian on the planet that is serving everyone else but your people. Everyone else but your people, man. Because that Christianity is meant to keep you a slave and meant to empower, have the ability to empower anyone else. Because you are not coming into the fullness of the gospel. That's a quote. You're not coming into the fullness of the Bible, man. you are staying on that shallow side where your preacher wants you at, believing all the lies. You believe Jesus is white.
Right.
You believe Jesus is white. Black people are Africans, and so black people gotta be warrior women and cut. Goddamn, what do Africans do? Cut their earlobes open and put rings on their neck. How could I forget? They cutting out. They cutting off the reproductive organs of women. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? I know what you want. You just want to be under that nation. Read that again. You want to be under that nation next to you, like this curse in the Bible says.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
And we shall come down what?
Very low.
We shall be what?
Very low.
Blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians are on the lowest level in this society, man. Right. Even though we built this place, we're enslaved and this and that, and did shed blood in their wars for them, did all of that, we're still the lowest. We're still very low, as the Bible said, and everyone else is very, very high, as the Bible says. Keep reading.
Verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
You're going to have to borrow from, Chun-Li, Patel, Bobby. You're going to have to borrow and beg and scrounge from them because you won't have enough. Right. And that's your life here in America, man. That's what it is. You're going to have to try to, because he took everything from you and your country south of the border of Texas, you're going to have to come to his country and be on the streets working for less than minimum wage, 100 hours a week. That's what you're going to have to do. Read that again.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
You're going to need what? You're going to need everything from him because you won't have enough. Keep reading.
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. This is God talking to us. He said that these nations, these Hamites, these Africans will be ahead of us. We're going to be in the back. We're going to be the tail. They're going to come first. We'll be last. If we follow after them, we follow after their cultures. If we follow after their gods and don't hold on to these laws, statutes, and commandments and love our own, as the Bible says. That's what God said. That's what God said would happen. You could take a look to the left and the right. That's what's happening here on planet Earth for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man. Keep reading.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee.
Actually, that's good. I think that's good. We're gonna get this next article. We're gonna get this next and last article and close it out. Man, I'm not. What the like say, y'all? Y'all, I hope y'all didn't fall asleep on the live, man. My phone about to die. Okay. All right, man. Drop a like if you're just coming in. This is the history of the Dahomey tribe, or the history of the kingdom of Dahomey. I'm gonna get a section out here entitled "Suppression of the Slave Trade." This is the proof that even after countries began to outlaw, this is the Dahomey tribe is the tribe of people that the new movie The Warrior King is depicting. And this is the evidence that shows that even after, the English people said stop selling slaves, they still were capturing, black people, the Negroes, to sell them over. You know what I'm saying? This is a section entitled Suppression of the Slave Trade, 1852 through 1880. Two major changes occurred in the 1840s and 1850s, which significantly altered politics in the Dahomey. First, the British, who had a major purchase of slaves, began taking an active stance in abolishing the slave trade in the 1830s. They sent multiple diplomatic parties to Genzos to try and convince him to end the homies' participation in the trade. All of these were rebutted with Genzos worried of the political consequences of ending such trade. Second, the city of excuse me, Ebekuta was founded in 1825 and rose to prominence as a safe haven for people to be safe from the slave raids by Dahomey. In 1844, Dahomey and Ebekuta went to war, and Ebekuta was victorious. Other violence in the early 1850s further cemented Ebekuta's challenge for the homies' economic control in the region. Let me tell you something. After you know, is it England or is it? Yeah, after British people said, "Hey, we're done. All right, we're not gonna buy no more. We're abolishing slavery officially as a state, or it's the selling of trades, not the selling of slaves, not exactly the abolishing of slavery." The homie said, "Hey man, you're gonna cut off our ends. You're gonna cut off all of our money if we just stop selling these slaves." The British people even sent envoys and diplomats over to be like, "Hey man, stop doing that." They said the king at the time said, "Nah, I gotta keep going. I'm worried of what'll happen if I stop. I'm selling these slaves to French people still. I'm selling them to other people you don't know about. I won't disclose to you. I'm afraid of the repercussions if I just stop making. They'll take me into slavery or whatever the hell Caucasians do." But then shortly thereafter, then they opened a city later on that was a safe haven, a sanctuary to these people who would be raided by the Dahomey and be taken into slavery by these women warriors and many others. And Dahomey saw that as an outright, assault against their business model. You trying to protect my product? I'm trying to make what that is. I'm trying to re-up. You got my product. And so the Dahomey went to war with this tribe called Abekuta. They lost, most high Christ. But now, after all of that, Hollywood is glorifying the Dahomey tribe, aka these women warriors, when all they did was sell Negroes into slavery and get rich until British people came and wiped them out officially, and that's the truth behind the woman warrior. You know what I'm saying, man? Who we got left in this TikTok? I'll be taking some questions. I'll be going over another class on TikTok if we still got some viewers. That's the truth behind the Dahomey tribe, the people who that new movie, The Woman King, is describing. It is a tribe of Africans who sold Negroes. Africans are not Negroes. Africans know that Black people in America or Negroes are not the same people as them. They knew it back then when they went on those slave raids, captured and sold us into slavery, and they know today. That's why Akon doesn't build up the hood. He goes back and builds up villages in Africa. And that's the truth. All right, with that, I'm gonna conclude the class on here on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm gonna just salute y'all out. Yahba Shemiyah Shah Bragatha to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemal Tha Ba Shemiyah Shah to all the sisters. I'm gonna tell you this Sunday we have the feast of the blowing of the trumpets, man. It is a holy convocation written of in the Bible. It's of the Lord. Unlike Thanksgiving, unlike Halloween. Goddamn, Christians celebrating Halloween. Hey, go dress up like a Satanist. Go dress up like a monster and go get some candy from the strangers. But every other day of the year, do not talk to strangers. That is a pagan festival, obviously. And unlike Christmas, which also isn't written of in the Bible, this day is this Sunday. Tune in, man. Tune in. It's the feast of the blowing of the trumpets. And with that, I say shalom.